Okay, you were about 14 years old, and when you were approximately 3 years old, you had been kidnapped by the Foot Clan, but Warren Stone and Hypnopotamus had saved you. Since the two of them were dating, they decided that they were going to become your parents. When you were 14, you had started a sort of rebellious streak, where you would stay out later than you were supposed to, and not tell Warren and Hypno where you were. One day, you had come home smiling, all happy about something. When Hypno saw, he said, "Okay, listener, what nonsense did you get yourself into this time?" And you say happily, "I told my crushes how I feel about them, and they feel the same." Your crushes had been the turtles, all four of them: Mikey, Donnie, Raph, and Leo. You were most surprised by the fact that Donnie actually felt the same. But since your parents had just found out, since they knew it was the turtles, they were horrified, because since Warren and Hypno are some of the normal villains for the turtles. So Warren asks, "Kid, did you tell them that we're your dads?" Then you say, "Yeah, they've known for a couple of years, actually." After a couple of weeks since you were dating the turtles, your dads decided to bring you with them on one of their raids. When the turtles are about to attack your dads, you just set up a force field because you have magic powers, such as telekinesis, force field making, healing, fire, you name it. But you preferred to keep your powers hidden. The turtles knew, your dads knew, but they were all surprised because they had never actually seen you use your powers. And so they just started asking questions like, how? When? Why? And then you just casually sit on top of a random tree that you had summoned. And since you were in the forest, you were surprised because there was a clearing with no trees, which is where you made the tree. When all of a sudden Baron Jackson tries to shoot you, you just make a ball of fire in front of you, turning the bullet to, well, molten iron. Then you shoot the molten iron bullet straight at Jackson, which hits him in the arm, which is surprising because you were a pretty good shot since Warren had decided you needed to use the gun. You never missed the target. But after a while, you realized Jackson was likely immortal. So you decided to aim for the head with a corrosive spear. So Jackson sort of just disappeared. He ended up respawning back in his lab. But after a couple of weeks, when you were spending the night with the turtles, you had a feeling something was off. So you say to Mikey, Mikey, do you think something bad'll happen? And Mikey says, yeah, probably. Knowing New York, something bad almost always happens. After about 15 minutes, you hear a sort of tornado alarm. But it's actually oh no, a mutant escaped. That mutant was Shredder. You went with the turtles to investigate, and you saw that it was Shredder. The boys were trying to keep you away from Shredder, but you just went right up to Shredder and hugged him, acted like he was a puppy. 'Cause in that universe, he basically is just a big, aggressive puppy. Which completely confused everyone. But then they remembered, oh wait, you're a pretty good fighter and you're great with animals, so. After a while, and you and them had saved the world from Shredder, and your dads were still against the idea of you dating them. After a while, you had decided that you were going to attempt going to a normal school again. Since last time you tried that, you were in elementary and everyone bullied you to the point that you just couldn't take it anymore. So you left and started going to a mutant school again. You went to the high school with April. And everyone already knew who you are, who you were dating, and who your parents were. When you meet the purple dragons, they pretend to accept you. But when you tell Donnie that you're part of the purple dragons, he immediately tells you to stay away from them. You question as to why he wants you to stay away from the only human friends other than April you've made, seeing as Sunita is a googly schmoots. Then he says, look, sweetheart, I know they might seem nice at first, but I've tried being in their group. They're criminals. They'll just use you. They did the same with me. So the next day when you're at school, Donnie came with you, dressed as Othello von Ryan, meaning he was wearing some of your old sweatpants and one of his baggy hoodies. And when Kendra, the leader of the Purple Dragons, sees you with Donnie, or Othello, or whatever you want to call him, while he's dressed as a human, she calmly says, oh, it looks like our new member's friends with the traitor. Then you glare at Kendra and say in an irritated voice, excuse me? He is my boyfriend. He told me the truth. It's more like you're the traitor, you idiot. After a while, and you had just ended up going back with the turtles. You ended up falling asleep there. Anyways, that's the end of the story. Bye.